Hi there, this is Princess Whoosh, and we are continuing on with part 2 today of the second episode in the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. So, last time we got up to the trial, day 2 in the episode. If you haven't seen the previous episode, you should probably go watch that first, or this is all going to be absolute nonsense. Right, let's load it up. There we go. There we go. So it's 10 AM, it's the day of the trial. There's the courtroom. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. Yay! The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. So Edgeworth is one of my favourite characters in the whole series. He is an excellent adversary in the first game. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Okay, so opening statement. So Miss Maya Fey was at the scene of the crime, and the prosecution has evidence that she committed this murder. And we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. So they're calling their first witness. And that is Gumshoe. So Gumshoe works pretty closely with Edgeworth in the games. As the police assist the prosecution. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir! My name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe. Please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. So yeah, Gumshoe's a big fan of Edgeworth as well. So, the body was found by the window, as we saw when we were investigating. And the cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. So it was the statue of the Thinker that was in the first Turnabout. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. So that's going to go into the evidence. They're still calling it a statue. There we go. So we get that for our court records, which I can open here with R1. And that shows all the things we've got so far, including the wiretap that we found at the end of last episode. Right, now detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Oh, yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. So what is this hard evidence? So we're gonna get, we're gonna get Gumshoe's testimony here. So as soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The very moment, you say? Very well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? Oh, so are there any contradictions in the testimony? Oh look, it's me! Smack. Maya just threw something at me. Ooh, what's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. Right. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. I should expect Maya would know something of her sister's tricks. Right. So the game's very clearly telling us there's no evidence to present right now, but we need to press all the statements. So we need to get Gumshoe to talk more about what happened, and eventually he'll say something, and it'll either lead to another statement or it'll lead to us being able to present some evidence. So I think that's probably fine. There were 2 people there already. Yep. We were both there. He did arrest her. So maybe this might have a bit more information. Let's press. Hold it. If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. So, what's the hard evidence that she's got? Miss May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't pink, pal. I think she's pretty pink. I guess she is pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than our claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Oh, yes. Ah. Oh, sorry, I got things, the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Here we go. So he's going to update his testimony. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Mayor was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. It's got a question. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? Aww. Aww. Poor Gumshoe. Try to be more careful. Right. Cross-examination time. Let's see. I'm going to have a little quick look in the court record. I want to have a little look at the note. Oh. In the later ones, it tends to let you look a bit closer at some of these things. But in this one, I think it's just going to be a case of this is the item. No, there's not a lot I can look at. Let's continue. So, after securing the suspect, found a memo written on a piece of paper. Let's press it just in case. Just because you found it next to the body doesn't mean the victim wrote it. Oh, then who did write it, smarty pants? What? Who? Go for Miss May. Well, it could have been the witness, Miss May. Hold on. The witness was in her hotel room, not the office. Try pulling the other leg, Mr. Wright. Yeah, and while you're at it, pull mine too, pal. Ah! I do like when you're not on the right trail. The dialogue's really good. And if I had time, I would go through each and every single press, but I need to crack on with the story. So yeah, the blood is the victim's on the receipts. There's blood on the victim's finger. I'll do a few presses until I can remember which way I'm supposed to go. Do you have proof it was Mia who wrote that? Of course I do, pal. her, yeah. He's quite confident that she does have blood on her finger. Digressing this one. Do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in books and in the movies. This isn't a movie, detective. Oh. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard of many cases, no. Don't you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name? Especially the name of her own sister. Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. Aw, I love Edgeworth's smug face. The victim told us the name of her killer. Order, order! That didn't go so well. That's right. That's what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there has to be a contradiction in there somewhere. Let's find it. I think I've remembered what it is as well. So, I think it's related to the fact she died instantly. Right, so... Death was instantaneous, yeah. I think it's that. So, I don't think it's that statement. That's the one. That's the one. I want to present, not press, the part that says she died instantaneously. Haha! Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. That she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else would have... You have it backwards, detective. But backwards? So the victim's the only person who could not have written it. Here we go. So yeah, because she died instantly, there's no way she could have written the note. It's a lot easier to figure these things out when you're not trying to talk at the same time. Order, order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon. When exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Ooh, autopsy report. That's the reality. But let's go with the day of the murder. I'm pretty sure it was the day of the murder. You're wrong there, pal. We didn't write an autopsy report till the day after. Oh, oops. Oh, right. Oops. At least I'm in character for Phoenix. That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? The second autopsy report was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received the results this morning. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. Oh, I'm having such a good time. Damn you, Edgeworth! I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. He's so smug. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. The detective's a sham. I'm a sham. We'll go for Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham! How could you give me a faulty report? Huh? I thought... Detective Gumshoe, I'm disappointed in you, handing in the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What? But, oh. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. There we go. So it's been updated. So she could have lived a little bit longer. It wasn't instantaneous. Well, Your Honor? The evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. And a bow from Edgeworth. Yeah, this isn't good. Oh no. Poor innocent girl who saw the murder with her own eyes. I'm not sure I can do this without putting on at least some sort of voice. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name please. April May, at your service. Wink. Order, an introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Oh, yes, Your Honor. I don't think the animation in the remake captures her very well. Her eyelids are really strange in this. I don't know. And her jumper, like the folds, just a few things that are lost from the original sprites. Oh, she's capturing hearts of all the men in the courtroom. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Gee, I was like, in my hotel room? I checked in right after lunch. This hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Here we go. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I looked out of the window, you know. And then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. And then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. Wink. Don't know why I'm saying wink, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honor! Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? Well, I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you are Miss Mia Fay's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yeah. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Here we go. She's got very 20 years ago eyebrows. That really thin line. Yep, it was like 9 o'clock. Looked out the window. She's being attacked. Sitting in the defendant's chair. So, how could she see her slumped? Oh, wait. How could she see her slumped if... Okay, I'll press some things. The game is giving me a big hint there. Yeah, how can she see her from where she is if she died at the window, is what I'm going for. I think it's one of these last two ones. This one, maybe? She dodged? Dodged what? Well, the attack! Please continue your testimony. It's not that one. How did you know it was my client? Huh? Well, gee. First of all, she had a girl's physique. And secondly, she was small. Who else could it be but her? She does have a point. Let's question it though. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... You're lying? Are you telling the truth? Did you really just see the defendant? Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me, because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Mayafay, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. I like the eye twitch. Again, not very well animated. Ugh. Sorry, I'll stop talking about that. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way on the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Ow! What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think of all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. Wink. Your testimony again, if you would. Oh, damn, I almost had her. Witness's account. So she's gonna update it now. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statue-y clock? The thinker, I think? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? Dee. So, how does she know that it's a clock? That's the fishy bit. I only wish you'd been so detailed from the beginning. Right, so I'm honing in on that. Again, if you play this, I do recommend you press everything, because it's really fun. But I'm going straight to the thing about the clock. That clock. The statue-y clock? Let's press the clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. Yep, we're on something. I always like to press it first, just to see if anything comes of it. Sometimes it wants you to press further in the statement and then present something, but sometimes you just need to present the thing. Let's try. There we go. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Oh, we've got the good music as well. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Naughty Mr. Liar. Oh, God. You just said that this statue of the thinker was a clock. But there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too. and he was found guilty of murder. So yeah, she shouldn't know it's a clock. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Let him question. Let him question. Okay, so it's sustained. Whew, that was close. If you stop me there, the trial will be over. Huh? What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co? No! Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. The law offices of Fay & Co, where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Nope. Nope, Your Honor. Can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because... Which one? She couldn't have heard it. It couldn't have rung. Your Honor, members of the court. It is inconceivable that the clock in question rang because it is empty. Because Mia took out the clockwork to hide something in it. How could you possibly... Just take a look, right now. There we go. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Nope. Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty, somehow. He knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That could be true. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? I can, I've got some evidence. Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. Yeah, Smug Phoenix. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... this one. It's the phone conversation at the very start. Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Very 90s cell phone. Oh, you have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. That is also my favourite of Phoenix's expressions. The sort of goofy teeth one. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order, order! Oh, Edgeworth's rattled. The defendant's cell phone? That wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. Oh, the good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So, you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. Alright, this is a conversation from the start. So the evidence is stashed in the statue, and she took out all the clockwork. Beep. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear that the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded. Which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that the weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was it again? Oh, I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections? I might have some objections. Yes, I do, because we know it's not bought from a shop. The witness claims she had seen it before. This directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please produce this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. There we go. So it was made by Larry before the first trial. Take that! It's simple. This clock was never in any store, ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, burn. Oh, excuses are not on sale today. Oh, Ah! Oh gosh. Oh, she's rattled. I love when they get rattled and you get the animation. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh, silly me. Huh. Did I lose it? I guess I did. Tee, wink. This is scary. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Okay, this is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you held it or you had heard about it. You held it? No, you heard about it. Because of the wiretap. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. And here's the wiretap. Have a look at this. Ah! Oh, that? I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, explain to the court what this is. Miss April May? You were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous! Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that were the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? I think I can. It's simple. What? Love all this drama. Here's my proof. Right, I guess I better think about this. I better check it. Does she say it's a clock? The clock isn't talking. Yeah, she does. I'm just checking. I don't want to present it and get told off. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yep, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Yeah. It's a clock. Ms. April May. You used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up! All of you! What? You liar! Shouldn't even give me time there to read it. She's very unhappy. It's not fair! All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May now. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Because we don't know why yet. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping, irrelevant? Gah, she's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defence's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha! I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil, evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that. And of course, I can and I will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say. Way. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, that's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee? You know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have regular cold coffee. Ice coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fay, commit murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away? There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well, come on, think of something. Bellboy is a witness. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
I think you've sunk quite low enough already.
I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition? If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognise that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fay. That is my condition. What? Better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? Let's accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose, except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Uh-oh. Wait. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir? I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'll be happy to be of service. Oh, that tea set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right, I'm ready, I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. I am the head... Oh, I already did that. Do it again. No. So that's not relevant. Got a call. She asked for a nice coffee. I think that's relevant to it, but I can't remember how. Let's press it. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished a drink after she finished. 9, the same time as the murder. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. Precisely 9, then? Precisely, exactly, and most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought then. Oh, bellboy! Tea! I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. You sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so certain? Well, when I brought when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favoured me with an embrasser, sir? Embrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe, perhaps, she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanour, sir. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing in there. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? I probably shouldn't give up at this point. Let's protest. Wait! Please wait! Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question and that is it. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? Probably not bed making. Probably not chicken. Let's try room service. Tell me again about room service. Again, sir? At exactly 9 o'clock I delivered room service to Ms. May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge as I recall. See. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for 2, you know. We don't skimp on the ice, sir. There we go. What did he say? What did you say? Rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Nope. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Oh, yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite, indeed. It was the good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who, He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Ugh! You fool! Ah, so we've proved there was someone else in the room. I've done it! I've won! Maybe a bit far, but... Ms. April May checked into a twin room with a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor, we have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hope that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright? Who is this other person? Simple. It was... the man with Miss May? Yes. The man who checked in with Miss May. Ah! Oof. Your Honor! As has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man who was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. What a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Ugh! Upstart! Amateur! These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defence's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all for today for the trial of Maya Fay. Court is adjourned. There we go. So we've survived the first day in court. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? Aw. I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, sends shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well... No, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead today in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that, anyway? Oh, I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis... Don't worry, I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. And I think this is probably a good place to stop. There we go. So, yeah, I forgot how exciting the court battles are, but it's really fun. I love this case. This is a really good case. It's really dramatic, and it's a good introduction to a lot of characters, and it's just a lot of fun. There's quite fun witnesses on the stand, even if they're not that much fun to do the lines for. They're a little bit cringy, but yeah, and I'm having great fun recording this, and I'm hoping you're having great fun watching it too. So the next part will probably be the final part for this one. I think there's about another 40-50 minutes left. And I'm hoping to upload that either as my next upload or the one after this. So keep an eye on my page, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be uploading the last part of this shortly. So thank you for watching today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, give the video a like or leave a comment. I always like reading your comments. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.